Hello, my good people. Welcome to the C Spot. I am Chef C. This is the C Spot. We're cooking today. We cook every day, but today it's cold outside. Ice storms. Yeah, that. So, what do? You know, sometimes you want soup. Sometimes you want some chili, something good and hearty and beefy, some chicken stew, all kinds of good things like that. I want Asian. And I have to say that I have not been able to find. There is a couple of good Asian restaurants here in the Dallas area. Probably more than that, but you know I'm kind of picky with my palate, and there's that. Um, I don't feel like driving all the way to North Dallas in order to get Asian food. Yeah, that I can trust. So we're cooking Asian. We're gonna do my version of a crispy orange beef, and we're gonna put it over some cauliflower rice. Then I'm probably gonna zhuzh up a little bit. Yeah, I said it, zhuzh. Anyway, so crispy orange beef. We're gonna have. I've got some sirloin that I've cut into strips, and then we're going to add. We've got some bell peppers. We've got some orange juice, some orange zest. I've got some garlic. I got some onions. I've got what else do I got? I've got mushrooms, and yeah, we got a little sweetener going in there. Got some soy sauce, some Shawshank wine, and I'm using tamari sauce instead of soy sauce today. But you can use soy sauce if you don't want to go buy tamari. Did I say sesame oil? Some Chinese 5-spice, red chili flakes, everything, and some ginger. I've got some of my ginger cubes that I'm gonna put in here as well. So what do you say? Let's get cooking. All right, so I've got our pan heated up with about a tablespoon of oil. I'm using what am I using today? We are using avocado oil. That's what we almost use every day because I've kind of completely switched to avocado. I do use vegetable oil whenever I'm going to deep fry. I do that. We're going to let's do our beef. So I've got, like I said, I have my beef. I've got about a pound of a sirloin steak that I've cut into strips, about an inch and a half. You know, this is going to be enough for 4 servings, 2 dinners, 2 lunches. Fingers all gone wacky. Excuse my cracked hands, y'all. I'm in and out of water, and I wash my hands constantly, and there's that, and I have no excuses. But other than that, there's no point in me putting lotion on when I got to wash my hands again. So yeah, I do moisturize, and I will do that afterwards. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. All right, you keto people, you don't want to use cornstarch. You can use arrowroot powder. And that's fine. I'm going to use cornstarch because that's what I had in my cabinet right here. I do have some arrowroot powder, but I didn't feel like going to get it. So there we are. We're just going to mix it in. Now, my beef has been washed, and it's actually been, I put a little bit of soy sauce and some red chili flakes in here and let it sit for like 30 minutes. I poured off that excess. Pour on my cornstarch. And you can actually put a little, to add the crispiness, they actually put in some people put in, my train of thought is just gone. Some people put in some baking soda. I'm not going to today. We're going to leave it like this. My pan is hot. We're going to probably fry in batches to start out the crispiness. And then we're going to do our vegetables. I like my little wok. I like my little wok. Now, if you don't have a wok, don't worry about it. Use whatever pan you got. Non-stick. If you're going to use a stainless steel pan or something that's a non-stick, then be sure to, you might need to use a little bit extra oil. We're gonna get a little doneness on here. I might have to add some more oil. That was about a tablespoon. I might add probably another tablespoon. Sesame oil is not for, well, for me, it's not for frying, sauteing, or anything. Like sesame oil is a flavored oil. So I will use that in order to get that good sesame oil flavor at the end. All right, so we're going to get a good crispness on this beef. See, it's already crisping up. Crisping up. And while that is cooking, put this on this side. Try not to make too much of a mess. Throw everything in my sink. Let's make our sauce. All right, so I've got my ginger cubes. That's going to go in when I put in my onions. My onions, my garlic, and my ginger are all going to go in together with a little bit more oil so we can flavor that. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of tamari sauce. Tamari. Again, if you want to use soy sauce, you can use soy sauce. I would tell you to look at your ingredients in the sauces that you buy from the store. This one has less than one carb. It's 10 calories per serving, and a tablespoon is a serving. So I've got 2 tablespoons in here, so that's 20 calories. But I'm going to spread this out. So I'm not a calorie counter. Not going to do it. You're not going to force me. It's not going to happen. I said it. All right. So we're going to add, I got mojada and mobetta in there. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of red chili flakes. You don't want that much, then by all means, use less. When it comes to your sauces, this is where you make this your own. The beef, cut them into the strips. It's going to allow it to cook faster. And remember, it's going to cook again in the sauce, so we're not really going for doneness. We're going for crispy, crispy, crispy. Ha 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 ha. I've got my little plate over here that I'm gonna put the done ones on, so I can go from raw to done to, yeah, that. All right, so we got our red chili flakes. I'm gonna add, nope, I'm waiting to add that to the end. We're gonna add some Chinese hot spice. I am going to do about a tablespoon of that. No, excuse me, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon. My teaspoon won't fit in this jar, so we're going to do 2 1/2 teaspoons. Ha 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 ha. You will not defeat me. That's going to give us good aroma, good flavor. You can always get extra and make your own Chinese hot spice. I ain't gonna. It's not going to happen. I've got some Shaoxing wine, which is some Chinese cooking wine. About a tablespoon. Good guesstimation. We've got some fresh squeezed orange juice. I just took 1 orange, I zested it, and then I cut it, and then I squeezed it. Squeeze it. That is not a word. My mother would get me for that one. So we're just gonna say squeezed and keep it moving. I squeezed it. All right, we got 1 batch out. We're gonna put another batch in. Try to keep your pan heat hot so that it does not, because when you add in the cold beef, it will reduce the temperature in your pan. So you'll see me constantly adjusting this little hot plate. All right, so then I've got my Chinese hot spice. I'm going to add my orange juice. I am not going to add all this. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons. That's about a 1/4 cup, so about half of it. We've got our orange zest. This is the zest of the whole orange. I'm going to use half of that, so that's about a tablespoon. I want my sauce to be thick, so I'm going to add a tablespoon of the another tablespoon of cornstarch. Actually, yeah, about a tablespoon. Let's start with 1.5 teaspoons. Math, folks. 1.5 teaspoons is what? 1/2 tablespoon. No, I'm not teaching math. I hated fractions in math. It's amazing I can convert recipes and all that kind of good stuff because I hated fractions in math. Hated them. Hated them. All right. We got a good mix going on. There's your sauce. That's going to go in after we do our vegetables. We're going to do our meat. We're going to do our vegetables. We're going to do our sauce. Okay, so while this is cooking, I will keep stirring to get my batches. I got about one more batch of meat to go in. And then be ready to do our vegetables. So I'll see you back in a bit. All right, so your beef is done. Now we're going to do our vegetables. Everybody's going into the pool. All right, so we're going to do 2 cloves of garlic. And before you ask me, as if you're right here with me, you may, and normally I do my garlic last. I'm gonna do it first today because I'm gonna do a quarter of an onion. Bell pepper, that's 1 bell pepper. I actually had some of those mini bell peppers, so I use those. Cooking tool. I need a stirring tool. I'm going to add in my ginger. If you're using fresh ginger, you want about 1 inch cube of ginger. If you're using the frozen ginger cubes, I would use 1 cube equals 1 teaspoon, so I would do I do 2 cubes. I like a lot of ginger. I was going to say, before you ask me, is there a quicker way to do this? You can do your meat in the air fryer if you wanted to, if you wanted to use multiple tools. Set it up the same way, and then in the air fryer, about 400, about 4 minutes. And that's a quick way to get your meat done. And then while your meat's cooking, you could do this part, and then you can just dump all of it together. Ooh, the smells in my kitchen right now. All right, so I don't want my stuff too soft. I'm gonna add in my mushrooms. I would tell you I'm more of an al dente girl. I don't like everything mushy. Everybody's jumping out of the pool. I need you to stay in the pool, please. Stay in the pool. My temperature is about a medium high. I'm just going to keep everything stirring around. I added about a tablespoon of avocado oil to get this started. If you're using a nonstick pan, you won't have a problem with it sticking. All I did was I wiped the pan out from when we cooked all the meat. I'm not worried about cross-contamination, seeing that it's all going to cook together. Okay? Now, here's where your recipe can differ. I'm going to let that cook for a little bit. Well, your recipe can differ a little bit from a lot of the things that you see on the YouTube. This is where you make your choice. You can either add your sauce in with your vegetables, put your meat in, and then let it all cook together for a little bit and let it go. You can do the separate method where you've cooked your meat, you've got your veggies, you pull your veggies out once they're done or al dente done, and then add your sauce, add your sauce and your meat and then your vegetables. You can do it that way. Yeah. Because remember, you're not cooking in a fancy restaurant. You're cooking at home. Now, if you're cooking for guests, you want to be fancy, so fancy, you can always be fancy. For some reason or other around here, folk always say I'm fancy. No, I'm not fancy. I'm just special. Sometimes I'll go around the world to get across the street. Yep. No, the method I'm going to use is I've got my vegetables cooked. I'm going to pull my vegetables out because, again, remember I said I like my vegetables just a little bit al dente. I like them just done. I'm going to pull them out. And then I am going to add my meat in, add my sauce, and then I'm going to re-add my vegetables and get everything mixed together and cooking that way because that's just the way I am. You could also have added your mushrooms into your meat, and if you want them cooked a little bit more done. Let's talk about vegetarians. You can do the same recipe, vegetarians. Get your veggie version of your. Actually, this soy sauce is gluten free, and it's just water, soybeans, salt, and alcohol. So the tamari is good for vegetarians. I think it's good for vegans as well. Avocado oil. You got all the veggies in here. You see these? Only thing you would leave out is the meat. All right, I'm going to pull that off. I'm going to pull those out. Set them to the side. Turn my pan to the heat. Okay, so I forgot when I was mixing my sauce to add my sweetener. Today's sweetener is going to be Swerve. I'm using the granulated. We're just going to do a teaspoon because I don't need it super sweet. We're going for a little bit of savory in here, so don't need it super sweet. Remember that cornstarch that we put in the beef? That's also going to thicken up the sauce as well. That's why I used less in the sauce. So let's get saucy. Getting saucy. I'm so corny. Anyway, let that heat just a little bit, and you can see it's already getting thick. I'm going to add our sauce in so that everybody gets saucy. Saucy and thick. So what are you going to have with it? So you've got your meat, you've got your vegetables. Ooh, we got thick quick. Might have to add just a little bit of beef broth. Nah, we're not. All right, so that's all covered in. We're going to add our vegetables back. Can't talk today. I said what we're going to have with it. We are having... Let's have some cauliflower rice. Now, you can go on the YouTube and figure out how to, or the intranets, and find your way to make fresh cauliflower rice. Or you can use the conveniences of your freezer section in your grocery store and find you a good frozen version of cauliflower rice. I'm not going to judge you. I don't care who shredded the rice, who shredded the cauliflower. Sometimes I'm special and I'll buy a whole head of cauliflower if I have something to do with it, and I use half that head, and then the rest of that head gets shredded up and put in the freezer. That's the way I roll. You want to use your microwave? By all means, use your microwave. All right, we are done. We are hot, we're sauced, we're ready. I'll see you back here in a minute with the finished product. And here we are, the finished product. Finished product. You have your orange spice beef, crispy orange steak, however you want to call it. We've got the essence of orange in there. We've got orange zest. We've got some orange juice in there. That's what made the sauce. We've got it thickened with some cornstarch. Again, if you want to use arrowroot powder, you can use arrowroot powder. You've got some soy sauce. I use tamari sauce instead of the soy. I mean, you've got good flavors. You got some ginger, your vegetables. You've got some red bell pepper, some yellow bell pepper. Mushrooms. I've got a quarter of an onion that's been sliced. I mean, what more can you ask? Huh? Always good food here at the C Spot. Thank you so much for coming to cook with me today. Remember, y'all, like, share, and subscribe. I know a lot of you look at my videos, but a lot of you have subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. And here's my disclaimer. I will not spam you. I'm not going to constantly send you things. I release videos once a week, sometimes maybe twice, but usually once a week. But if you subscribe, then I know, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. I said it. You know, because I want to make sure that I'm getting out to everybody who wants to see me. Those of you who are new to my channel, thank you for coming and staying with me. Quick, easy, simple dishes. You can search the YouTube and find a lot of recipes. I dumb it down. No, that's not the term. I simplify it so that we can all use it, because sometimes a lot of the ingredients you can't find. A lot of the ingredients that I use, you can. I'm shopping right at your local grocery store, or at least my local grocery store, and farmers markets. So, you know, I make it as simple as possible. And we're using economical ingredients. We use everything everything is used up to its bare minimum. Even the tops and skins of the onions and the peppers, I save those for stock. I mean, you have to economize where you can, right? Right, because we're all about saving money. Again, like, share, subscribe. You can reach me on Instagram. You can see me on IG. You can contact me via our website, thecspotfood.com, THECSPOTFOOD.com. You can contact me via email, thecspotfood@gmail.com. Not going to spell it twice. But it's been a pleasure to cook with you today and to cook for you. And I'm going to go feed the sous chef, because he's working. And so he's not able to be with me today. So you don't hear him off camera. That's because he's working. So I'm going to feed the sous chef this wonderful meal. I'm going to eat and indulge. The rest is going to be for lunches tomorrow. And as always, in everything that y'all do, remember to always enjoy the journey. See you later.